Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Monday, January 26th, 2026. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the Senior Minister of the Sunshine Cathedral. With me today are Bishop Robert Griffin, my husband, Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, and Reverend Kevin Tisdall. We are the Queer God Squad. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about us.
Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. There is no streaming TV show like this in the entire world.
In 2026, we are celebrating the 41st anniversary of Hotspots magazine, with Queer News Tonight sharing over 11,000 stories and 11 million views so far.
We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies. We are proud to announce that Hotspots Happening Out is a beneficiary of the Florida AIDS Walk. Funds raised will be matched dollar for dollar in support of Hotspots Happening Out HIV policy reform and educational programs, including the MSM conference. We invite you to join Team Sunshine Cathedral in this initiative. Join us on March 21st to walk in support of HIV community and along with the Sunshine Cathedral team.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. Trump out of step with the UN on humanitarian issues. In January 2026, the Trump administration significantly isolated the United States on the international stage by casting the sole dissenting votes against two long-standing United Nations resolutions. The measures, which focused on the protection of humanitarian workers and the provision of aid for natural disasters, passed with overwhelming margins of 161 to 1 and 153 to 1, respectively. U.S. representatives, including Deputy Representative Jonathan Shrier, denounced the resolutions as a globalist wish list of divisive cultural causes. The administration's primary objective centered on what it termed radical gender ideology and gender insanity. Specifically, officials rejected language regarding sexual and reproductive health, claiming such terms are inseparable from abortion rights, LGBTQ+ rights, and sexual autonomy for children. They also took aim at provisions regarding gender equality, despite the text simply calling for the, I'm quoting them, full, equal, safe, and meaningful participation of female humanitarian personnel, end quote. Beyond gender issues, the U.S. delegation attacked the UN's focus on climate change, echoing President Trump's rhetoric by labeling it, again quoting, a green new scam and an exaggeration of global threats. While these resolutions have historically been adopted for consensus for decades, the U.S. forced formal votes to publicly distance itself from the so-called woke terminology it claims undermines the UN's core mandate of international security. This no-vote strategy underscores a foreign policy shift that prioritizes nationalist interests over international consensus, leaving the U.S. at odds with the rest of the member states on basic humanitarian concerns. The Queer God Squad is ready to share some thoughts on the matter. And my colleagues here are laughing because I think that we probably have some thoughts. Now, when I first read this, the first word that really jumped out at me was isolation. He really wants to isolate us from the rest of the world. He wants to make an example, I guess, of the United States to the world community by putting hate and domination on display. And then it also kind of gave me thought, I really wonder why people don't want to come to the United States anymore. So, yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff there.
And we don't need, it's important that we not forget that this is someone with narcissistic personality disorder.
Yes.
Now, he may not have been on somebody's couch and got the diagnosis, but he clearly, every clinician who sees it, he is a malignant narcissist. And narcissists, not just people who are a little full of themselves, but full on narcissistic personality disorder, they think they deserve everything. They think that that everything they do should be praised, that they should be celebrated, that they should be basically adored, that the world owes them everything and everything they do should be applauded. And when it's not, then they think whoever is not recognizing their greatness should be punished.
Yeah.
And we've been seeing this play out his whole first term and all the more in the first year of his second term. is that he thinks he is not bound by any sort of law, by consensus, by tradition, by mores. In fact, when asked about, what about the Constitution? What about international law? And he says, well, I have my own morality and my own intellect. And that's what keeps me from, getting out of hand. What? What? Maybe the most narcissistic statement ever made, right? And then like when people, the one vote, like the only vote against these things are us. Well, that's him showing like I'm right no matter what. And then you'll see him acting out, threatening Canada or Greenland or Venezuela, more than threatening Venezuela, and so on. And trans people and people from the opposing party and people who used to work for him but then quit, and like whoever it is, if he's not being celebrated, then you are his enemy, and his enemies have to be destroyed. They can't just be distanced. They have to. So that is his pathology that we are all subject to now. Yeah. So there's that, and then also. Just about, these things about, those are code words for like abortion rights and LGBTQ rights. Well, guess what? I don't even need the code words. Yay. Abortion rights are a thing. Abortion rights is a real thing. People have a right to do what they need to do for their health and their body and their well-being. And LGBTQ people have rights. They are people. They are citizens. Anything that anyone else is entitled to, LGBTQ people should be entitled to. Every protection everyone else has, LGBTQ people should have that same protection. So, first of all, to frame it as if those are bad things, and then saying, well, these other words are code words for these bad things. These are good things. Call them what they are. We should be fighting for abortion rights and for queer rights and whatnot. And so, this whole thing of framing the conversation where what is good is condemned, and that's what that's what he has set up, and that the United Nations is somehow being divisive. Diversity isn't divisive unless you oppose it.
Right.
So there's no division. In fact, they seem to be united. Yeah. All the hundreds to one. The only divisiveness is coming from this delegation. And so another smokescreen, more gaslighting, more narcissism. I'm glad that the world sees it and isn't falling for it. Please, for fuck's sake, will this country wake up and see what's happening and say enough is enough?
I think from day one, even in the first term, he has been out of step with the nation. And this second time around, it's just even more evident that his minions are now doing his bidding. And if anything is needed more right now is coming together. There's a lot of things we need to come together on right now. Economics, the environment, rights for people, all people. And this is his playbook. Let's divide. And like you, Reverend Dr. Ann, said, it's isolation. That word kind of stuck out to me. It's like, you isolate for what? Because at this point, ain't nobody coming to our aid.
That's right.
And so if you think that your personality, your magnitude, your whatever you think you have is going to hold this nation up, one man didn't build it, and one man can't hold it up by himself like you're building up. And all the hate that you're spewing through this is just an example of the clock is ticking.
39 countries are telling the people don't come here.
Yeah.
39.
Yeah.
And we're stuck here. So we better continue to fight.
And that's what we do.
The world to one. That's what those votes were. The entire world saying, this is the way we're supposed to go. And one country saying, no. There's something wrong with that picture. And we talk about how the American people are beginning to see what's going on. One of the things that has to happen is that the American people have to vote. There's going to be an election in November. I don't care what the Orange Menace thinks. There is going to be an election in November. American citizens have seen what this administration is up to. They have put brown shirts in our streets. They are killing innocent American citizens, shooting them down in their vehicles. America has to retake parts of the government one by one. The first thing that we have to do is to continue to speak up. We have to continue to be clear with one voice. And then we have to go into the voting booth and get rid of the sycophants that don't want to do anything for us. There is no way that this House of Representatives, this Senate, represents the American people. And when you look at cabinet meetings and he says, so please, which one of you is going to kiss my ass first? There's a problem when they start kissing his ass. We have got to continue to speak up. We have got to continue to go into the places where there is ugliness and overturn those tables. We have got to be more like Jesus, not less like Jesus. Jesus was not the Lamb of God. Jesus was a powerful figure in his time, going up against government and what government policies were doing. We have to be Jesus on the street right now.
And that's today with the Queer God Squad.
Before we go, I want to invite you to check out our performing arts series in January 2026.
In January, we will enjoy the antics of actor, singer, comic, drag artist Varla Jean on January 24th.
Then on January 30th, Miss Richfield 1981 will bring her offbeat brand of hilarity to South Florida.
And finally, on January 31st, the beautiful voice and charming style of Ann Steele is back. Lesbians love her, gay men adore her, and all music lovers recognize her as an engaging musical performer. Information about these performances and performers, as well as tickets to their shows, can be found at sunshinecathedral.org/arts.
And remember the Cathedral Pub. The Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts offers the Cathedral Pub experience. The Cathedral Pub offers performance attendees an inviting space to gather and connect with friends prior to the show, or a place to be while waiting for the doors to open. Guests enjoy live music, beverages, and appetizers in a comfortable meet and greet environment while they await the start of their performance. On show nights, the Cathedral Pub opens an hour before each performance and closes 15 minutes before it starts. Entry to the Cathedral Pub requires a separate purchase from your ticket seat, and the link can be found on the seat selection page. Be sure to purchase before checking out. There's a limited number of people who can get a pub pass, so don't delay.
Thank you for joining the Queer God Squad today. We are here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ community is talking about. Please like and share this and other episodes of the Queer God Squad.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. Remember that we are all in this together. Also remember, you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad.